The Buccaneers have found a secret weapon. A huge surprising performance has been happening right underneath our noses this season with a player that a lot of us, including myself, really did not expect it from. He took a pay cut in the preseason right before the start of the regular season, and now all of a sudden he is balling out. So we got to figure out what we got to do about this. I'm Sebastian with Buccaneers Digest. Welcome back, everybody. We're getting closer and closer to Saints game. We will be doing a live stream for that game. It's a 4 o'clock game, weirdly enough. But hey, shoot, we'll take it. We'll be doing the stream here. Very excited about it, and looking to get to 6-2 before the bye week. So and just get healthy. But this is a really interesting topic that I was not expecting. I think most people are a bit like, whoa, where did this come from? So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff, like, share, comment. It helps the channel, and we are growing fast. We're trying to get to our next milestone of 5K because we just passed 2,500. So let's get to 3K pretty soon. How about that? Okay, let's just jump right into it because boy, is this something to talk about. So none other than Jamel Dean is this player that we've been all kind of hating on a little bit before the season, not living up to his contract. And then now that he took his pay cut and that he is going to be a free agent after the season, he's like balling out. So Scott Reynolds from Pewter Report had to say, Dean is the highest graded Bucs defender in 2025. So any of the defenders, not just the secondary. And the crazy thing is that the team is preparing to let him walk in free agency. Through week 7, Dean is Pro Football Focus's second-ranked quarterback in the entire NFL. He has a career-high 86.4 overall grade with a 76.6 run defense grade and an 85.3 tackling grade, a 99.6 pass rush grade, and a 76.5 coverage grade. There's still more than half of the season to go, but the Bucs could be in quite a pickle if things keep trending in the current direction. If Dean continues at this pace, he could make his first Pro Bowl, and he'll be in position to demand more than the $13 million per year contract the Bucs gave him back in 2023. I know that was a mouthful there, but I mean, it is wild what has happened here. Like Dean, I just didn't see this coming. I mean, there was the one Pittsburgh preseason game where there was like that first drive they had. They were going up against it was like Skylar Thompson or one of like the backup quarterbacks, and he was getting torched. And Todd Bowles was like, it wasn't really his fault. Yada yada yada. He gave up a touchdown, and we were all like, I don't know, man, this is not a good look. And we're like, there's a reason why you guys drafted two corners in the second and third round, and who both are looking pretty good. It's just Benjamin Morrison's having a hard time staying on the field. But Jacob Parrish looks like a stud, and but now it looks like we have like possibly an elite rotation of corners. Zion, don't want to forget about Zion McCollum. He's also still developing, but he got his new contract before the year. And so now it's like, okay, wait, Dean is like the odd man out. He took a pay cut, not an extension. And now he's like our best corner right now, weirdly enough. And maybe it's because it's a rotation thing and he's not in on every play defensively. But at the same time, it just feels like he's operating at a different level right now. And it's really, really impressive. They're not going up against scrubs either, which I just find to be really bizarre where this came from. We knew that he was capable of having a high upside, but he hadn't shown it in years. And he was having injury problems, all this different stuff. So we were like, okay, we think that we like, and then in the preseason it was not looking great. So we're like, I think we've seen all we need to see. So when the pay cut happened, and then they restructured his contract to make this his final year on his contract, no one was really complaining. In fact, some of us were celebrating, and I'm willing to admit I was wrong. I'm glad Dean is proving us wrong. We've needed good cornerback play for a while now. And we're finally seeming to get it, and hopefully crossing fingers, knocking on wood, that they can stay healthy and stay ready for the playoffs. But boy, I mean, Dean doesn't seem too surprised, and neither is Todd Bowles. So Dean said, I don't know, there must be something in the water, right? He joked. It's definitely experience because being in this system, you know how teams are going to attack you. I start going towards where I think the ball is going, and then I just take my chances on it. And then Bowles had to say, Dean has been playing great ball. We love where he's at right now. It's okay still to bring Morrison along and get him some series in there between them. But Dean plays the bulk of the game. We're happy with the reps we're getting with him, and we're happy with the reps we're getting Morrison with. It's going pretty well. So overall, I mean, yeah, they're pretty happy with his play. Dean had a pick six against the Jets. That was a really awesome play. He had an interception against the 49ers. He also had a strip sack in that game. And he also but he has 3 interceptions on the year already, and is just playing really good man coverage ball. He's in like top 10 graded man coverage corners. It's really just been like bizarre. We were like, dude, where has this been? And we're not complaining. Trust me, it's really exciting to watch. And Dean seems really happy. He doesn't seem like he's like frustrated. He took his pay cut. He doesn't seem to be too money driven. But now all of a sudden we are like faced with this like problem of like, okay, are we gonna like have to try and re-sign him again in the offseason, or do we let him go and maybe go after a pass rusher? I don't know. It's going to be a conundrum, and it's going to be we have to see if he can continue this pace. But so far, I am loving what we're seeing from Dean. He's just more aggressive, more just ball attacking, and really just seems like he's like loosened up a little bit. It felt like before he was just like he knew that he was our cornerback one, and that there was like this pressure that came with it. But now that there's like this rotation between him and Morrison. And then like Parrish is on the field a lot, Zion's on the field a lot, that there's like it's like sharing the load a little bit. He doesn't feel like he has to do everything, and it's just been really exciting to watch his confidence grow over the season, and to see our confidence in him come back. Because listen, Dean is a great guy. He has his like saying, "Don't make a scene, it's just Dean." And I love it. I love that he is a really fun, good locker room guy. I mean, most Buccaneer teammates are. But it felt bad to criticize him because it's like, okay, the play doesn't match how good of a teammate he is. But now it's like, oh, no, it's all there. It's literally like it could not be much better. And the Buccaneers, they did a "Don't Make a Scene" post. They said Jamel Dean ranks first in the NFL in passer rating when targeted, 18.7. An 18.7 passer rating is like egregiously low. And completion percentage allowed when targeted, 39.1 per Next Gen Stats. And just to put in perspective, if like some of these numbers aren't really like making sense to you, here's a graph of cornerback coverage, yards allowed versus passer rating allowed. So you can see like a bunch of corners bunched there in the middle. That guy at the very top is none other than Jamel Dean. So he has completely separated himself from the pack in the first 7 weeks of the NFL season. And it's been really, really impressive to watch. I just think that maybe it's the pressure of the pay cut. Maybe it's the pressure of maybe releasing the pressure of not being like a true cornerback one and more of just like, a committee corner room. And it seems to have just really paid dividends. I am really proud and excited about the way that Dean has been playing. Just in general, our cornerback room has been playing. This problem seems to be mostly solved this year. Our guys are staying much healthier, and they're playing like with just very high energy and high ferocity. The Lions game, I actually think they played fantastic. I know that there was the 80-yard broken play run from Gibbs. They had a couple touchdown drives, but there was a lot of like turnovers, bad referee calls that really gave them good field position, and the Bucs were trying to bail them out. The Dean had another interception in that game too against Goff. That gave us field position to get a field goal before halftime, and kind of changed the dynamic where it felt like, okay, we can still win this game. He's been making a lot of really game impacting plays, and it's been really, really just encouraging to watch. And listen, we're going to need all the help we can get. The offense, as long as they can get things going again with all the injuries that they've been facing, this defense has been playing really, really well, and Todd Bowles has been game planning very, very good games. You can see like the first few drives, the defense needs to get used to whatever the offense is doing, which is a little frustrating to watch. I'm not going to lie, because you let the other team start off pretty high, but the Bucs defense settles in pretty quickly, and they adjust, and all of a sudden the other team is having a hard time scoring. So really, besides like the Seahawks game where it was just a complete shootout in the second half, but that's a bit different, and we still won that game. So anyway, very, very encouraging play by Jamel Dean, and way above expectations. And so I think that if he keeps this up, he's gonna have to force our hand, basically, of like, okay, we have to pay you. Like you're causing turnovers, you're making plays, you're playing good coverage, both in man and zone. Like we don't have a choice here. Our system. We know that if we keep going with you, and you can keep this up with the rotation of corners that we have, we'll have an amazing secondary, which is just an invaluable thing to have in the NFL. It's just a matter of, can the Buccaneers draft a true pass rusher, or trade for one or something, because the pass rushing for the Buccaneers has really been absent for the Bucs. Besides Vita Vea getting leading the team in sacks several years in a row, ever since Shaq Barrett and JPP left, it feels like we just haven't had that same level of pass rush. Actually, I know that we haven't, but at least the corner room is improving. We got Antoine Winfield, a previous first-team All-Pro. Like that, the backfield can hold their own. It's just a matter of, can we get to the quarterback, or are we just allowing too much time? Because I think that makes the secondary look worse than they actually are playing. I think they're playing really strong football. And Jamel is kind of heading that front right now, which is really impressive to see. And I'm just really excited about him to try and keep this up and just watch how he plays this year. But question is for you guys, how excited are you about Jamel Dean? Do you think this is more of a fluke, or do you think that, okay, let's take a step back on the Dean criticism and maybe think about actually extending him again at the end of the year? Or do we let him go in terms of maybe trying to pay a pass rusher, or do we just let all that money, give it to Baker? Let me know in the comments what you think, because there's going to be a lot of interesting cap situations going on once we reach towards the end of the year. Conversations of who's going to be sticking around, who's going to be leaving, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's take advantage of this, of Dean doing what he's doing now on a much smaller contract. Very excited to see, us make a playoff push with him doing this kind of play, and the rest of our corners really learning from him and really just stepping up their game, because I'm very excited by the way this defense is playing, even despite the lack of the pass rush. I do think that a move before the trade deadline, like we've been talking about all week, is incoming, and I do expect that the defense is once again going to step up against the Saints this weekend. It's always a bloodbath. It's always very physical. We just got to stay healthy, make it to the bye, and figure out our health problems there. But let's just try and make it through this game and get to 6-2. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of Dean's resurgence, his redemption almost. I'm very interested to see how people are responding to this. But anyway, until the next video, guys, I'll see you then.